Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we're going to cover a couple of things, including the new Undone release that they kindly asked me to mention it. But first, let's do a holiday buying guide for people who want to buy something for a loved one who is into watches. So this video is not for watch people, but for those who are not into watches but want to buy for someone who is into watches. And right off the bat, I can tell you that the biggest mistake you can make is buy an actual watch. It doesn't matter if it's quartz or mechanical, it's wrong. Why? Because watch collecting is very complicated and it's an evolving process, so you cannot possibly know what the next purchase is for your loved one. He might be into watches, into dive watches, but now wants to try something dressy. Someone might like complicated watches, but now wants to try something minimalistic. There are just too many variables involved to make a smart decision that will guarantee a happy watch person. Some people might despise certain brands and outright hate others. Then you risk buying that brand of a watch. And that's only part of the problem. The second problem is that it's not just the watches that make us happy. It's the hunt for the watch, trying to decide what watch is going to be our next purchase. Then, deciding what brand, what kind of dial, what kind of complication, trying on these watches and trying to find the best deal. That is just part of the experience that combined gives us happiness. So it's not just the watch, it's the actual process of getting a new watch. And if you give someone a watch, you kind of rob them of that part of the experience. Now don't get me wrong, if you get someone a watch person, they're going to be happy because of the gesture itself. But in the back of their mind, they're always going to be wondering what they could have bought with that same amount of money. Because trust me, they're going to know how much you paid for a watch. So what do? Well, the best and perfect gift that you can give to a watch person is to tell him you're going to finance his next watch purchase with a certain amount of money. Now, it might seem crude and tacky, but it's not like you're revealing a secret of how much you're willing to spend on your loved one. Because like I said, if you buy him a watch, he or she is going to know how much that watch costs. We all do. That's why we watch people. But if you agree to a certain amount of money, and you can do whatever is comfortable for you, it doesn't have to be a huge amount of money, because there are $50 watches that make us as happy as those that cost $50,000. However, if you decide to finance a watch, that watch person gets to get the whole experience, trying to figure out what watch they're going to buy. And the best thing is that you can participate in the process. So you can select your next watch, his or her next watch, together, bonding each other and making that watch even more special. So not only will the person get the watch they really want, but you're also going to participate in selecting of that watch, and they're going to get the full experience. And that is really going to make them adore you. Now, if you still don't believe me, let's say you're into shoes or something like that. Now try to imagine that you get new shoes as a gift. Now your loved one can purchase the perfect shoes, or he can purchase the completely wrong ones. You're still going to be happy because you got new shoes, and you will appreciate the gesture. However, try to imagine if that same person came to you and told you, you go out and pick out whatever shoes you like to that amount of money. That means that you get to go out together and you get to choose and get to try out different shoes until you find the perfect ones. Now be honest and tell me which one of these scenarios is going to make you happier. And the same applies here. So do not buy a watch, finance a watch. So moving on, like I said, Undone is releasing their new collaboration with the Peanuts comic. Now Undone is known for their customizable watches where you get to choose different color options, hands and dial designs. And now with this Peanuts collaboration, you get to choose any of the Peanut comic characters to be applied on the dial, and you still have a lot of color options. What that means is that you can have a Snoopy Chronograph even if you can't afford the very expensive Omega Speedmaster. Now, I will leave a link in the description if you're interested in that kind of thing. And finally, I want to mention the G Central blog, which covers Casio and G-Shock releases. And I always recommend checking them out if you're into these watches. Now, they recently uploaded a blog that covers all the important releases for Casio this past year. And this was a very fruitful year for Casio. So it covers everything from the GPS Rangeman to to the metal squares, and even the historical reintroduction of the historical 5700 and 5900 series. So I will be leaving a link in the description for that as well. So make sure to check them out. Anyways, that's it for today, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.